Hi, good morning. Wednesday something, Ohio, Cleveland. My name is Isaac. I'm a loan officer. So today we're going to talk about documents. How important is it to give the documents that we need right away, right? I guess something that I found is that either when we request for documents for a mortgage, two things happen. One is they either send you the documents right away or they take a few weeks for the borrower to send you the documents, right? And what I notice is sometimes for the people that send the documents right away, they send things that we as loan officers we didn't request, right? For example, if we say pay stubs, well, they send, they send like the letter of employment when they got hired. If you ask for Social Security award certificate, they send you like a payment plan that they have with Social Security because they didn't pay their taxes or something along those lines. I guess what I'm saying is when you're going to send the documents for a mortgage, only send the documents that you absolutely need, meaning the documents that you've been asked for, the documents that you're required to send, the documents that you're required at this point, at this specific time, okay? Why is that? Because if you give too much information, that can also be a problem, I had loans that we require, to prove that the mortgage has been paid on time for the past 24 months. And Wells Fargo is very famous on this. Wells Fargo will deny, they will not provide a verification of mortgage. Verification of mortgage is just a document that says that, you've been making all your payments on time for the past 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 48 months, whatever it is. So, Wells Fargo, they will deny to sign that document. They just don't want to do it. By law, you're supposed to, but they deny to prove that verification of mortgage, that thing that I'm talking about. So, what do? Well, we use cancel checks, we use bank statements, we use, we use other ways to prove the same thing. Now, that's a problem though, because when you send the bank statements, like on the bottom of the bank statements, it says page 1 out of 6, for example, or page 1 out of 15 if it's a big bank statement. Well, that becomes a problem because when the underwriters see page 1 out of 10, they will they want to see all 10 pages. And now you're going to say, well, they should mind their own business. Why do they need to see all my personal information and my bank statements? And you know what? I agree with you 100%. Now, their job is to make sure you can pay on the mortgage. And sometimes, I had this borrower that he didn't mention anything about child support. And we were about to close. We were so close to close, to schedule the notary and everything. But he sent us the bank statements because Wells Fargo would not send us that document. And guess what? In the bank statements, in the checking account, it did show the child support payment as a transaction. So guess what happened? All of a sudden, the underwriters are like, wait, whoa, hold on. What is this? We need to know what this is before we can approve on the loan. And now, instead of only verifying the mortgage, that became, now we need bank statements. Now we need a divorce decree. Now we need, the statement of the child support proving that he's been making the payments on time for the past 24 months and there is nothing, you know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden it becomes this bigger problem out of one tiny problem. The guy has been paying his mortgage on time. Anyway, or what's even worse is, look, if your mortgage payment is $1,550 please pay 1,550. Don't pay 1,540, 30, 20. You're like, well, it's only $10. I couldn't really make the payment. I get that. Between you and me, that we live in the real world, $10, who cares, right? But for an underwriter, you're late. You didn't pay your whole mortgage, your whole amount, the full amount. You carry $10 to the next month. You're late. So I guess what I'm trying to say is send only the documents that you've been asked to send. Nothing else, nothing less. So if you're required to send pay stubs, send the pay stubs. If you're required to send your driver license, send your driver license. If you're required to send your social security award certificate, do that. The most current one. If the loan officer asks you to send your trustee payment history, and you don't have it, just let them know. Be like, look, I don't have it. There's a way to get this information online, by the way. But at least you wanna, I would say within 24 hours of signing the loan estimate, you want to start sending specific questions about the documents that you need to submit. You want to say, you know what, I don't have these documents. I don't have my taxes for 2018 because I didn't file my taxes. The sooner we figure out what the problem is, the sooner we can deal with it. And you know, sometimes, say, let's talk about taxes. 2018. I'm working with a borrower right now that she hasn't filed her taxes for 2018, and we need them because she's self-employed. So what do? Well, you file the taxes for 2018. What's the soonest that you can file those taxes? What's the soonest that we can get those tax returns? You know, sometimes there are things that you cannot go around. So instead of, trying to find an alternative, let's just start working on getting those documents. We can put together everything else. We can get the ball rolling with everything else. But, let's start working on that specific problem. Something else is, when you work with a very successful loan officers are going to have these specific problems. Like, for example, this month I have, I don't know, like 10 people, 10 families, 10 mortgages that I need to close. I really don't have time to be pursuing borrowers. Like, be like, hey, Amanda, this is Isaac. I was just wondering if you have the documents ready. When will you have them ready? When do you think that we can get this going? Like, I don't have time right now. I mean, sometimes in the past I had it, but now I don't. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, when I get to work and I receive an email, faxes from people that have some of the maybe not all the documents, but some of the documents ready to go, I am gonna give priority to those loans because I see commitment. I see that these people actually want to get it done. They're sending you the documents. They have the credit card ready for the appraisal. They want to keep going. They ask you, like, well, I don't have my taxes. What can we do instead? Okay, so there's nothing we can do. I gotta file my taxes. Okay, I'm gonna file them tomorrow, this week, my next day off. If you keep a constant communication with your loan officer in a daily basis, at least at the beginning, it doesn't have to be through a whole process, but at least at the beginning, about the stages of the mortgage and especially the documents, then you'll be fine. Then when you send the documents, a professional loan officer will get down to work on your file immediately, right away, because he has a sense of urgency. Loan officers, we don't get paid until the loan closes. We're not hourly. We are not, I should say, most loan officers. Because if you go to your credit union and you talk to a teller, then most likely they are paid hourly. But that's a different story. Anyway, most of loan officers like myself, we are not paid hourly. We're paid 100% commission. That loan closes, we get paid. That loan doesn't close, we're wasting your time, we're wasting our time, our processors' times, underwriters' times, title companies' times. I mean, and you're like, well, at least you're not spending any money. The reality is that we are, you know, like to submit a quote to a title company to start the title work, to pay the underwriters, to pay the processors. Most processors are paid hourly. So you see how everything connects? So it's extremely important to get those documents. Get those documents on time. Get what you have within the next 24 hours. And if you can't, because life happens, dude, like, I understand, life happens, you know, then keep a constant communication with the loan officer. Be like, look, I can't send you this right away, but I will send it to you next Friday, next Monday, next Tuesday. Just those small things show interest, show that you care about this mortgage, show that you're committed to it and that you want it, you know. I like to watch, you know, I read a lot of Grant Cardone's books. If you know who Grant Cardone is, you should probably look it up in YouTube. And one of the things that he says is that you gotta sell. Like, you gotta sell yourself as a seller, you gotta sell yourself as a buyer. You have to constantly be selling yourself. If I go to the bank to apply for a car loan, I gotta sell the bank the idea that I qualify, that I can pay on that mortgage, on that loan, that I can take care of that car, and that I can get my own insurance. That I want to sell the bank the idea that I am financially responsible to be able to commit to whatever month, years of car payment or whatever it is I gotta do. And you're like, well, shouldn't they be selling themselves to me because I am the customer? True. Dude, everybody has to sell themselves at some point. I guess what I'm trying to say is, giving the documents some time, in a way, you are selling yourself to the mortgage company that you want to get this done, that you're ready, and you're committed to this whole process. Especially if there is big hoops that you gotta jump, like Chapter 7, Chapter 13 bankruptcy, a manufactured home that doesn't have tie downs, you know, a VA loan that you discover that it has termites, and you know what I'm saying. Especially if you know that there's a problem going on, you want to act quickly, you want to act on time, you want to do your best to get the ball rolling as soon as possible. If you have any questions, please let me know. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I do receive your emails with questions. Sometimes I can reply immediately via video. Sometimes I can reply immediately via email, text, but not always. So please give me some time and I will reply to you right away. If I haven't replied to you within 48 hours, I'm gonna say, please email me back again. And the reason why is because I just barely found that I had some emails in my junk mail, spam folder, and I feel kind of bad for those people. I reply back, and you know, they understand, but now I'm constantly checking that folder too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful week.